much. Right now, I'm pretty much overwhelmed by everything and just being involved in this foundation and then, being on the receiving end of it and now coming here and seeing all of you who make it happen. It's amazing. And I just thank you guys for being here. It's amazing. And I can't thank you guys enough. But, I'm here tonight to just tell you guys a little bit about me and how this foundation has impacted me and my family. As he mentioned, I was 14 years old when I was diagnosed. I was in my freshman year of high school. I was freshman on varsity cheer. I was a beauty queen. I had the cute boyfriend. And I honestly thought I was in the best time of my life. But, everything changes. In Christmas of 2005, the day after Christmas, actually, I was diagnosed with acute myeloid leukemia. And instantly, everything changed. I was admitted into the City of Hope Hospital and began my treatment for 9.5 months with chemotherapy first and radiation treatment. And after I became immune to chemo, a bone marrow transplant came into the picture. And of course, this is the hardest thing in my life that I had ever experienced, and for 4 months, it was 4 months into my treatment when I received my transplant, and then things really became scary. It wasn't just losing my hair. I had graft versus host disease and was in the hospital for 9.5 months straight. I was 76 pounds and couldn't even stand on my own. I was so weak. I avoided every mirror and every camera. And, going through that, it took a lot to just get back into normal life. And everybody just looking at you so different to where you can't even look at yourself. I was not allowed to do a lot of the things that I just loved to do, and I thought that made me me. I couldn't do sports or going to school was off limits even. So I kind of became, interested in new things that I could do. I always loved to sing. I've been singing since I was little in the milk jug, and so I thought I'd learn to play guitar. And then I became involved at my church and helped lead worship, and I continued to compete in pageants, which I've done since I was 9 years old, and I went on to win the title of Miss Norco of my hometown, where Eva is also from. And then last year, I also went on to win Miss Teen California and got third at nationals at Miss Teen United States. So that was definitely, a high point for me. And, it was so much fun going through all that stuff. And I felt, I was no longer in, the darkness. But everything changed when, it was a short-lived victory. In 2009, in May, I relapsed. Found out my cancer was back, and it kind of just hits you like a train. I remember I was at my dad's house, and my mom walked in the door, and I just knew right then and there. I was just like, don't even tell me. I know. Just tell me how bad it is and what we have to do. And so I promised myself that I would fight, and that if I did it once, I can do it again. And so I went in with that attitude. Even though I was terrified, I kind of put my game face on. But by now, I was immune to a lot of treatments that I had undergone. And the type of cancer that I have is extremely quick. When I was diagnosed, 98% of my bone marrow was cancerous, but the cells were only 14 days old. So it was kind of going in blind and not knowing what's going to happen. So after that, not knowing what to do, we decided to try for another transplant, and hopefully this one would work. And so I went in, and we did the transplant and chemo, more radiation, did everything again. And it was 6 months before I went home again. The graft versus host disease had come back. It was so severe that it was attacking my immune system and mimicking autoimmune diseases. It was mimicking scleroderma and lupus, and began hardening and swelling my connective tissues and just causing a lot of pain. And I didn't want to get out of bed. I pretty much gave up for a while. And it was tough because a lot of things, I never wanted to show my emotions because I always felt if I showed anybody that I was weak, that they would think I would not survive and that I wouldn't be able to do it. So I always told myself that I had to. And it's so hard because of the side effects that a lot of this treatment happens, that once you go through cancer, there's so much more after that. My radiation treatment burnt out the part of my eye which makes tears. So I have extremely dry eyes, and it hurts to cry. So if I even really want to, it hurts more, so I just don't. And a lot of these side effects that I have are really permanent, and that's what I deal with every day. I was diagnosed when I was 14, and 7 years later, I'm 20 years old, and I struggle with my cancer every single day. It's the little things that stand out most. It's when somebody asks you why you can't do simple things, or just why you're always sick, why can't you go to school? It's harder to just explain to people. If you just say, I'm a cancer survivor, then you have to go and tell everybody, and then everybody looks at you different. And that is hard. I still go through weekly treatments. I get chemo every Monday, and every Monday and Wednesday is photopheresis treatment, which is a lot like dialysis. And I have so many medications that it's hard to even keep track of them. I just have handfuls. I actually have a bag of medications that I have to carry with me to every appointment, and making sure that we have the money to pay for that and have all of those medications filled on time to make sure that my transplant doesn't get rejected or some flare-up happen that I end up back in the hospital. That's really stressful. And it pretty much is a full-time job. And, I know someday that it'll be over and I'll have victory over this disease. And I'm going to overcome every single obstacle that is in my place right now. But it's not just me. I'm not alone in this. And a lot of the times when I think I was alone, there's children down the hall crying and going through the same thing I have. And you guys have a chance to help kids and adults and mothers and fathers, whoever, who are going through this. I've been extremely blessed with amazing family and amazing friends who have helped me through this. And I've had an amazing, ongoing journey, and every step of the way, I thank God for those people that I have in my life. And one of those people and big forces that I have in my life is the Beckstrand Cancer Foundation. There's a lot of different struggles that families go through when just experience cancer, trying to put food on the table, trying to take care of, other financial bills, medical bills. And there was a time when my family, we needed help paying our mortgage. We had lost our house once paying for my medical bills, and now it was going to happen again. And not having a place to go home to after you're in the hospital would be a very hard thing. So the Beckstrand Cancer Foundation, they stepped in, and they are the ones who came and helped us and our family. And my family was able to just rest, take a breath, and focus on what was really important and taking care of our family. And, some patients and their families need other things like insurance or prescription coverage of costs, and the Beckstrand Cancer Foundation covers that too. You're supporting an entire family when you donate to this foundation. And there's they help in so many ways. You're not just helping, and we're just going to give you a lot of money, go kind of, you'll never see it here, it's going to all these things. No, they help you directly, and you see the effect immediately. And it helped my family it helped us immediately. And you guys can impact the lives of children and families like mine who need help with the everyday expenses and the financial obstacles that we all have to overcome in beating cancer. I hope you know that you all do so much for the other children who need help. They need to continue their treatment, and they need to recover. And I'd say think of your child or your mother or your father or somebody in that situation, and somebody you need. And the person that you would look to could be the Beckstrand Foundation, and they would be there to help you, just like they were there to help us. And I'm here tonight to just say thank you. I'm completely blown away by all of you. It's been an amazing experience, and please, as much as it sounds like a money beggar, just dig into your pockets and help some change some lives. I know, that things aren't wonderful right now, but for children or families who are dealing with cancer, it's so much more worse. And I just pray that, you guys do what you can. And thank you so much for having me and being a part of this. I really appreciate it.